Later in the program, we'll be looking at security issues domestically and internationally. But now, in the atmosphere created after the events of September 11 and more recently in Bali, Muslims here in Australia are coming under pressure as they try to go about their daily lives. James Thomas looks at a community on Sydney's northwest outskirts where there's strong opposition to plans for a Muslim prayer centre.
And I find it a little bit offensive that you could come here without being invited to my home. Is this the usual way you run your programs?
The usual way we run our program is to ring and request an interview, but you declined to talk to us.
John Griffiths has been ducking for cover of late because, as Mayor of Sydney's Baulkham Hills district, he's at the very centre of an ugly storm, in an area not normally known for conflict. Situated 30 minutes from Sydney, Annangrove is a quiet, conservative haven for those seeking a semi-rural lifestyle. Quarter-acre blocks are the norm, the people are Australian to the hilt, and Christian ideals of tolerance are regarded highly by most of the people, most of the time. But recently, times have changed.
A lot of the people are, they're fearful of what's happening around the world, and they want to know more about what our community does, and I can't blame them for that. And people are scared, but we're equally scared as well.
Abbas Ali has received threats to his family and damage to his business, a consequence, he believes, of his proposal to build a Muslim house of worship in Annangrove. Fearing loud music and prayer chants, traffic congestion and an infringement on their way of life, some residents are seething at the thought of a Muslim mosque across the road.
No one's happy about it, because I've spoken to quite a few people in the area, and we think if they really want another mosque, they should build another one in Auburn.
As we walk through the proposed site, Abbas says many residents' concerns are misplaced.
There is no speakers on the outside of the building to have any noise there. There won't be pre-dawn messages.
Indeed, the building looks nothing like a mosque, and when seen by some residents, it is of little concern.
It just looks like a building. I mean, there are many buildings out here, so, there are buildings like that at Dural Sport and Leisure, which is a Baptist facility.
Whether the building is obtrusive or not, the area's most prominent resident seems determined to rally the community against the proposal. At a heated town meeting about 3 weeks ago, the Mayor of Baulkham Hills, John Griffiths, suggested that residents ignore a rational approach and get emotional if they were to defeat this proposal. Incredibly, he also suggested that if the proposal for the Muslim place of worship went ahead, he feared for the ladies and girls in the community.
He had an opportunity as a leader to lead the community into being a more tolerant community, but he's taken it across the other way.
Attempting to clarify the Mayor's remarks as quoted in the Hills Shire Times, we requested formal interviews on 3 separate occasions. All were declined. So we looked a little harder for Mr. Griffiths.
Mr. Mayor, we're just here to try and get the record straight. No. We're just here to try and work out what you were quoted as.
You know exactly what's been in there. Please take it as what it is.
Denying claims of racism, the Mayor says he was only representing the views of his constituents and remained independent and free of bias at all times.
Did you or did you not say, you know where my vote is? I can't say it because I will have to declare an interest, but you know.
Yeah, well?
Did you say that?
What's wrong with saying that?
The Mayor sees nothing wrong with showing his hand, albeit in a backhanded way. But Abbas believes he is being discriminated against.
Well, it makes me feel quite upset. As I said, I've grown up here since the age of 6. I love this country. I mean, there is no other country for me other than Australia.
In an effort to reconcile differences, last night Abbas fronted concerned residents at a public conciliation meeting held at Baulkham Hills Shire Council. With the media present, the Mayor had little to say, nor did the residents.
If you object to the cameras filming or photographs being taken, I'd ask you to raise your hand, and if the majority of rules will then allow this allowed.
Well, the residents are obviously very keen for their opinions to be heard, but it seems not heard by the nation's media. We've all just been kicked out of this public meeting. With the meeting over, the mayor was nowhere to be seen. Likewise, locals made a hasty retreat to the haven of the Hills Shire. As for Abbas, he remains hopeful.
Why don't we take a common ground and look at what's common between ourselves rather than what's different, and try and get together? And maybe we can show the leaders that we have there that the people can actually do something better and work together.
And that report from James Thomas. Now to